Gone to shit in the last couple of weeks. So I've been at home, working from home the last 2 weeks, and just trying to stay safe, doing the whole social distancing thing. Hope you guys are doing well. I have been following this whole thing. Honestly, I started following this thing back in like January, because at my work, I work international aerospace programs, and yeah, you have coworkers that are in China, in Shanghai. I've been to Shanghai before. I went last year, far before all this crazy shit started happening, about a couple months before it actually started occurring in China. And so I've been following this for a while. And it's crazy that things have gotten to the point that they've gotten here in the States just in 2 weeks, guys. Literally, think about it. 2 weeks ago, none of this shit was happening. I was in LA. People were getting kind of nervous, kind of concerned. It was very tense in LA. Driving to Los Angeles a few weeks ago when I was coming into LA on the 10, you see on the opposite side, you see cars leaving LA. Hardly anyone going into LA. It was kind of like the Walking Dead episode when Rick is like horsing into Atlanta. It felt like that. It was very creepy. But we had a good time in LA. Me and the wife, we took a little trip. We had to take my guitars to the Candela's guitar shop so that they could get looked at and worked on. So my office is back to some usable state. I painted the walls, so the walls are now purple. Put floors in, put some wood floors in, you can probably see in the video. Installed all that shit last weekend. Yeah, did all that myself. I'm still sore, I'm still tired. Had to get it done because when we got the word that we were going to be working from home, I was like, okay, I can only do 1 week of work from home at my kitchen table. I have to get my office and all this shit sorted out. So here's the first video back in the new office. We're going to be painting the other wall and then putting all my collectible fancy stuff back into the office and setting everything up the way that I want to have it. So this would be an official podcast, office / studio / guitar lesson video YouTube thing. Yeah. So want to say thanks for everybody supporting the channel, watching, leaving comments. It's been kind of chaotic the last month. I haven't been able to put out any content, but it's Friday. It's 27th. March is pretty much over. And there's still no end in sight. I live in Phoenix, and the numbers in Maricopa are increasing. They're doubling every couple of days. So if you're in Phoenix and you're not staying the fuck home, I don't know what to say about you, man. I hope you get the shit at this point because it's just ridiculous. This is costing everybody time, money, opportunity. It sucks. I don't agree with, just shutting down the entire country, but I understand that it is necessary. And you have to do what you have to do to keep people alive. My mother is one of those people that would be, instantly killed by this thing. She has respiratory failure issues. She's almost been killed by the flu a couple of times in a normal flu season. So we're practicing the social distancing. I understand what has to happen. But if you're one of those assholes that keeps going outside and like, everything's fine, only 3%, you can already know what you can go do to yourself. So I wanted to make this kind of update video, and I bought a guitar. So last week, as I was working from home, I realized I had no guitars because I took all of my guitars to the Candela's guitar shop, and so he has all of my Candela's guitars right now. He has a handful of my instruments, and he started to make a new one for me this past month. We started going through it, and it's going to be a great year for guitars. Assuming that I can afford it, because in the next couple of weeks, I've already been told that I'm going to be furloughed for about 2 weeks, so I'm going to lose about one paycheck, which is not as bad as everybody else is dealing with. Some people are broke now, right? And so that's coming. So what does that mean? It means I can make more videos, I can do more guitar stuff, and I wanted to share with you guys, before I just getting on, this is the only guitar I have right now. And this is the only guitar I have to make any videos and to do any practice. And so with my time off, I plan to play more, practice more, learn more songs, learn more repertoire, some classical stuff. Everybody's offering lessons online right now because, they don't have gigs. So I may have to, that's kind of an ominous chord. So now that I have a guitar, I might start taking some more classical lessons just to keep my chops, because my chops suck right now. But this guitar, I bought this a kind of a steal, honestly. This guitar is a Benito Huipe guitar. It has a cedar top, really nice cedar. It almost looks like spruce, but it's Canadian cedar. We can get up in here, get all up in there. Where's the camera? There's the camera. You can see the fine grain. The bridge is really low. It's a little traditionally low. I think this was meant to be a Flamenca Negra guitar. It has Mexican rosewood back and sides. And guys, when I tell you that it's got Mexican rosewood back and sides, I mean, look at them back and sides. I mean, get damn. Pretty impressive rosewood. I mean, I'm not going to tell you in this video how much I paid for this guitar. I don't want to be disrespectful, but it was a lot less than the guy was asking for, and a lot less than the guitar is actually worth. Like, if my wife asked me, like, what would you sell it for if you remember? And I'm like, well, I can't sell it right now because it's the only guitar I have. In the future, if I were to sell it, you know, a guitar like this, handmade, I don't know, man. You know, at least over $1,000. At least. We'll start in that neighborhood, and then we'll work our way up from there, not down. Has an ebony fingerboard. Frets are nice and, you know, they're nice and little. They're nice. They're a little small. That's what she said. They're a little small for what I normally do with my big old bear claw hands. This is definitely for flamenco players, but I like the action. There's a wide neck. If you look here, that is like almost meant to be, guys. What's going on right now in the country with this virus? And look at what this kind of resembles, the crown, right? And so it's kind of fate, you know. And then you look at the rosette. It's a beautiful rose design rosette, and just everything about it, guys. It's just a great guitar. This is heavily lacquered. That's what this thing is. It is a lacquer finish all the way through and through. It's not a French polish finish. It is so much lacquer. I can't believe it sounds as good as it sounds, which is a testament to this guy. You know, he's a master guitar builder, luthier in Baracho, Mexico. That's where this guitar comes from. So when I didn't have a guitar for a week after I got back from LA, I was getting anxiety. Like, you know that feeling when you don't study for a test and you gotta take a test and you're like, fuck, I need to pass this, you know, hopefully I can just pull it out of my ass. That feeling, I guess that's called anxiety. I've always been kind of like, oh, fuck anxiety, come on, man up, you know, don't be a wimp. But that's what anxiety is, and I was feeling that for a few days as everything is shutting the fuck down, and I'm not going to be able to go get my guitars for a good amount of time, even if they were ready immediately, which they won't be, right? You have to take time with that stuff. But even like if it was going to be a couple of months, like, dude, we won't be able to go to California for at least a couple of months. And I'm like, I'm going to be without a guitar for a long time. And not being able to hold a guitar, play a guitar, practice, I was getting anxiety, and it was hitting me pretty hard. So I went online, and I thought, you know, people are going to be desperate to sell some stuff. I can already see prices that are starting to go way down on used gear, and that's going to be probably my next video. So if you don't like me talking, then you're probably fed up with me already, and bye-bye. I talk a lot sometimes in the videos. My next couple of videos, besides playing, since I have more time, are going to be going into cost, right? What a guitar costs, what you should pay for a guitar, what's reasonable, what's unreasonable, what's authentic, what's bullshit, what's a scam, and how I find stuff online, because the questions I get from you guys, which I appreciate, I always hope that I answer questions as quickly and as best as I can. There's a couple of ways that I go about trying to look for guitars. And the reason why I always go into pawn shops and music stores and all these other places, because when they have guitars in stock, even if I'm not going to buy them, I want to play them, I want to take a look, I want to see the inside, I want to see what the build is like, how it feels, how heavy it is, you know, I want to know what that maker is like. So that when I see something online, like last week when someone's really trying to sell something, and it's for a great price, I don't hesitate, right? I just look at the pictures and okay, I don't see any cracks. Okay, yeah, that's lacquer. Okay, yeah, let's go. I know Huipe guitars are pretty legit, And if you actually get one that's made by the father, Benito, who doesn't make guitars very much anymore at all, if you get one made by him, you're pretty much right in the money. And you're not paying, thousands of dollars for a handmade, high-end classical guitar. Whoa. So this is perfect. It's got some shallow tuners already on it. It's the Hauser-style shallow tuners, and then you got the... Which way? That way? This way. You got the crown, right? And you got the rose rosette. So for this whole virus outbreak time, this is going to be my pandemic guitar. So we're going to name her La Corona Rosa, right? So the rose crown, right? It just feels right, So we'll go through all that. I just wanted to share the guitar with you and let you know that there are other makers that are legit. There's a lot of other folks out there that make guitars. I know my personal favorite is Candela's Guitars. I have a lot of those guitars. I've bought and sold a lot of those guitars. And I'm having one made now. It's going to be epic. And that's going to be a very special instrument that I won't sell. And so what do, right? You got to find good stuff at a good price. We're going to go into it. But yeah, for mariachi music, for flamenco, for classical, I try to study flamenco. I'm not very good at it. Right? It's got that punchy, spongy. Right? It's got all the characteristics. For classical, this thing. It's got great sound. But for my videos, mariachi guitars, it's got... Oh, I'm starting to get fetal arm, that sucks. Pretty good. From where I'm sitting, I like it. It sounds like a good volume, good projection. It's easy to play. I'm not killing my arm to get a sound out of it. It's super chill. So yeah, if you guys like it, let me know. If you guys own a Huipe guitar, what do you think of them? How do you like them? Do you own one of the older, more high-end, expensive ones? He does do French polished guitars. I've seen a couple, but mostly what I've seen guitar builders do in Mexico is lacquer. Like, if anything, they'll do maybe a varnish top and a lacquer, everything. I don't know what it is about some of these guitars, but a lot of them, maybe it's just the durability, maybe it's the time. French polish takes fucking forever. I know because I've done some on some cabinets that I built, and it takes fucking weeks to do French polish. And that's just on a cabinet. Imagine on an instrument that people are going to touch and play constantly. It takes forever. It's why it's expensive. I don't know why I'm shouting, but I've had a shit ton of coffee today trying to do just last minute work stuff before the weekend. So yeah, guys, here you go. This is the new booty for the channel right now. And so this is what I'm going to be using until this whole pandemic shit is behind us. And yeah, hope you guys are staying safe. To all my compañeros out there that are struggling, not being able to play gigs. I know a lot of you guys are doing lessons. A lot of you guys are coming to YouTube to do stuff. That's awesome. There's plenty of room on YouTube. Okay, it's an open forum for people to express themselves and to share their art, share their knowledge, and I look forward to seeing other people's stuff and seeing what I can learn. If anything, I want to learn more. I have some time now, some downtime, and so yeah, you guys take it easy, stay safe, follow your local governor's ordinance and your health professionals. All I can say, guys, is that my wife is a nurse. I know a few nurses. When those people are a little nervous and a little concerned, I'm concerned, right? I don't pay attention to news media. I don't pay attention to people that never took statistics, that post numbers and graphs, and they don't know what the fuck they even mean. I pay attention to people who are preparing for massive surges of patients and what it could mean and what it could do to your health. I've had pneumonia, I've had bronchitis. You guys have seen me get sick and be out for months. I know what that fibrosis in your lungs and those cell damage and tissue damage, I know what that feels like. It doesn't get better. It doesn't come back, okay? Once you have that, you have it forever, right? Instead of having the lungs of a 25-year-old, 27-year-old, a 30-year-old, you're gonna have the lungs of a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old smoker at best, if you catch it really bad, right? So don't be stupid and take care of your family. And I'm preaching, and if you're offended or if you don't like me preaching, then I'm sorry, too bad. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.